Hey everyone! In this video I'm going to show you how to conduct an oil change and an oil filter change on my Yamaha 1100 V-Star Dragstar. So before we do that, I'm going to take it on a quick spin, about 10 minutes just to warm it up, or I'll warm the oil up so all of the old oil will want to go out. Okay, let's go, it runs! So well, as you can see, I'm back from my warm-up cycle. Been out about 10 minutes, 15 minutes. It is the absolute worst time of the year to go out on a motorcycle ride. We're in Switzerland now. It is November, it's about 5 degrees outside, it is wet. There are leaves on the street. I'm freezing my hands off, so really just the bare minimum 10-15 minutes back in. So as you can see, I put the bike on this center stand here for it to be level, but for the oil change it would actually be better for it to be a little bit inclined to the left side, because the oil drain plug is, can you see it? Down here, this one here. This one here is a 17 millimeter. But I need access to it, so I put it on a side stand to put the oil catch pan under it. So let's see. Protect yourself and wear gloves. Okay, so I've let the motorcycle drain for over an hour now, so everything should be out. And this is the sump plug I took out. You can see there's the old crush washer here. Always replace that one before you put it back in, so I cleaned this off. The new crush washer goes in. Alright, this is where it goes in. Tighten it a little bit. So in an ideal world, I would tighten this to the correct torque, but unfortunately my torque wrench doesn't fit in here. So I just went by feeling and tightened it tight enough, but not too tight. I want to be able to remove this again. Now comes the more challenging part of this operation, because I'm gonna have to change the oil filter, and the oil filter is in that housing down there. The oil filter is behind that housing here. So to get to that, to open that housing, basically I have to unbolt all those nice little Allen keys here, and I don't know, that's very un-Japanese to have those bolts, that one here down there and the other one around here. Yeah, basically it's behind the exhaust, which means I have to remove at least the front part of the lower exhaust in order to get access to those Allen keys. Now, there are a couple of things I have to do to unbolt this exhaust. There are two 12 millimeter screws in the front, one here, one on this side, and then on the side there's one 6 millimeter Allen nut here, and then other one down here. So I'm not sure, but I have to unbolt the entire exhaust, or if it might just be enough to undo this one, have the front undone, and to get enough space to then get access to those Allen nuts down there. But let's see. First, I have to undo the side. Because it's really tight between two exhausts, I'm just going to put a cloth on the lower exhaust in order not to damage it. And off we go. There we go. So, the space I got by removing the first key, nut there, and the front part is unfortunately not enough to accommodate the Allen key there and to take out this part. So I will have to remove the exhaust. For that, instead of taking the Allen key nut, I'm taking the Allen key as a standard Allen key because there's not enough space to accommodate the nut in here. So I'm taking the normal Allen key, putting the long side in, and the metal bar set to work as a lever. This way I can easily unbolt the bolt. There we go. So before I'm taking the exhaust down, I put a cloth on the floor to protect the exhaust, the chrome part. There we go. Okay people, little did I know in the beginning that I would actually have to remove those footrests as well, because I don't know, maybe it's the wrapping, the heat shield, heat wrapping as well, but I seem to be unable to really get rid of that exhaust, and with that little space here left, that's not going to work. So with that said, I'm going to have to remove those two 14mm screws as well. Just to get a proper access. Okay guys, what a pain to get to this oil filter. Now I'm going to have to remove the three 4mm Allen screws and these four 5mm Allen screws. There we go. Now what you have to do now, you can already see there's oil dripping out. This cover has to come out. There we go. This is coming out now. Putting your finger in there to get a hold of the oil filter. There we have the old oil filter. I'm gonna clean this up and give you a look. Okay guys, this is what it looks like once it's been cleaned off. This is the inside. There are the plates. So just remember as you put it back in that these longer ones go into the bed down there, and then you have three short ones, 5mm, and the small one, the 4mm, go on this cap. Okay guys, I've cleaned off this cap, the inside as well. So now it's I'm gonna replace the O-rings. So you don't necessarily have to replace the O-rings, these two, every time you do an oil change. But since I bought this bike used, and I don't know when it has been changed, they have been changed last time. I'm just gonna do it anyway, so I can show you as well. Take those out, like so. We can clean off the inside in here as well. And then, as we put the new ones in, these, I'm going to cover them in some engine oil, some fresh one, that's it. Now the cap's ready to go in. Alright, now it's time to put everything back into place. So we get a new fresh oil filter. This side here has to be on the outer side, this part. So just put it back in. And as you just saw, we can now put the cover back on. So just make sure that you have the inscription here 5EL84 and put it back in so that you can read these. This gives you a good indication on which weight has to go in. Make sure the sealants are good on. Bring it in. Okay guys, just before I bolt this back on, just want to show you one little top tip. Actually, I just saw that this little plate here, yes, we know it is bolted on this one, but it just goes into this one, so it's not even holding this plate to the rest of the engine. So there's actually no point in you just getting rid of this, disassembling this. So in case you haven't done it yet, don't take this plate off, you don't need to. Okay guys, so before I put fresh oil into this motorcycle, I'm gonna just reassemble the exhaust and the footrest. Alright guys, so everything is reassembled and ready to go. The exhaust is on. So with the filter change, this engine needs 3.1 liter of 10W40 fully synthetic engine oil. So let's go and put this in. So once you've filled it up, make sure you have covered the sealant of the cover in a little bit of fresh oil as well. Put it back in. There you go. Alright guys, there we are. I let the engine run for a couple of minutes just to make sure the oil go through the entire system and to check whether there's any leaks or not. So this is fine. So to recap the entire oil change, it's really not that difficult at all. I mean, you only need basic tools. You don't need to put the motorcycle on a center stand, but you can. But as you might have seen, the only challenging part is to access the oil filter here. If you want to change the oil filter, which I highly recommend, you do need to take the exhaust off. And to take the exhaust off, at least my version with the heat-wrapped part in the front, you do need to lower the foot pad. Once you've done that, you can take everything out, clean it, put it back together and put new oil in it, and you are good to go. Okay guys, thank you very much for watching how to change the oil and the oil filter on my Yamaha XVS 1100 dragster. Make sure to also watch how to change the spark plugs and how to change the air filter. And all that's left for me to say is, until next time.